And welcome to today's Galbraith in Conversation. Delighted to be bringing you some really exciting guests this afternoon, the first of which is Virginia Hogan. She's from Dymax Corporation. Welcome, Virginia. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much to have us.
Yeah. So
Appreciate
you're here to talk about a rather exciting staking material, which is, I guess, an underfill, but used for low-orbit space applications.
Yes, that's exactly it. It is called Dymax 9773. We develop it to meet a gap in the market for low ionic content, low outgassing that are used on spacecraft, missiles, as well as on satellites. And the demand in the industry has been unmet for many, many years. They grandfathered in other materials that didn't meet the requirements of the MIL Standard 883.
Right.
In talking with a lot of the OEMs, every time we ask, okay, what are the product gaps in the market? This repeatedly came up. So we went back and we worked with our R&D group to be able to design something that met all of these requirements. And they're very stringent requirements because you think about it, it's going to be used in a space application. They put a satellite up into space for 3 to 5 years. It's not like they can go and repair it.
No.
They can't bring it back home. It's up there and that's it.
It's got to work.
So it's got to work.
Work.
And that's why the requirements are so stringent, because they have to continuously function. It's not like they're using it only for an hour a day. This is continuous for 5 to even more years.
Right.
So we were able to develop a material, and it's a light curable material versus an epoxy. Cures in seconds, so they don't have to wait and rack it and wait for it to cure before they can move it on to the next application. So it's immediately available. In the staking material, what it does is it ruggedizes capacitors on the board, so that with the vibration of the movement of whether it's a launch vehicle or a satellite or a missile, this material allows that capacitor to still stay connected to the board, that you don't break that connection.
So does it have an elastometer built into it so that it gives it some pliability?
It does. It has an elongation measurement of about 85%. So it's flexible, it's not rigid, it won't break, but it absorbs that energy so that the capacitor will stay in place.
Right. So what are some of the thermal excursions it's going to experience?
So what it has to do is it has to survive minus 65C to 125C. Those are the operating temperatures that you've got to test the reliability under those conditions. And this material meets all of that.
Meets all of that, right.
So it works for the low Earth orbit satellites.
Right.
It doesn't meet the requirements for a geo satellite, which are cryogenic temperatures, but it meets the LEO satellite requirements.
Right, absolutely. So when you say it's a staking material, it literally goes up the height of the capacitor.
That's correct.
And covers the whole side of the
so you would
device.
apply a bead from the top of the capacitor down to the printed circuit board, and you would do it in multiple locations depending on the height and the diameter of the capacitor as to whether you need just 2 beads to hold it in place or 3 or 4. The material also could be used as an encapsulant to protect boards, because it is moisture resistant as well as it is corrosion resistant.
Okay.
But the only challenge with this, to have a material that meets this low ionic content, it is a very heavy material. The density is high. So in some BGAs, if you were going to use it for an encapsulant or other smaller components on the board, you have to make sure that it's not fine gold wires, because the pure weight of the material under those conditions, it could break.
It could break them.
So you have to, we would recommend it as a ruggedizing material, but it could be used as an encapsulant in certain circumstances.
Right. Well, it's certainly in a very topical area at the moment. What other types of materials is Dymax making for these types of applications?
We have another material that meets these same kind of requirements. It's Dymax 9771, which is a conformal coating. So that protects the entire board. And it also meets the low outgassing, the low ionic content, as well as having a UL94 V0 rating, the flammability rating, and meets the MIL I46058 conformal coating standard.
Okay.
So it meets all of those electrical requirements, the thermal requirements, and meets all of the needs, as well as it has flight heritage. So
Right.
both of these materials have been on satellites since November of 23. Just
Okay.
again proving the credibility of these two new materials.
Right,
To
so they're
the
actually being used in theatre right now. And,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's really interesting and really exciting material. What other applications do you think it could be used for outside of space?
Well, you think about on consumer electronics. As the boards are getting smaller and smaller, they're trying to cram more intelligence into these phones and into the consumer electronics, or whether it is a wearable device. They have to look for materials that are also low outgassing, because you can't redeposit on the functionality, even though they have a life that's maybe 2 years. But low outgassing is becoming more and more a critical feature in conformal coatings and in ruggedizing materials on just about every type of electronics.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, it
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us.
certainly sounds like an interesting material,
Yeah.
Virginia.
Thank you very much.
And I want to. We're getting interrupted a little bit here, but I want to thank you very much for coming in and telling us about it today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to be joining some more guests here on Galbraith in Conversation.
Synchro. Join the revolution. Non-stop selective soldering. Increase UPH. Reduce maintenance. Small footprint. Contact us today for more details.
Ko Young is leading a smart revolution that will change the world of electronics manufacturing. Based on our pioneering True 3D measurement-based inspection technology, we revolutionized the solder paste inspection market to such great lengths that 1 in 2 SPIs sold today is from Ko Young. Building our SPI technology, we expanded to automated optical inspection, also known as AOI. Every year, we introduce new award-winning innovations and have proudly earned the respect from thousands of customers across diverse industries. Aside from our R&D center in Korea, we have research facilities focused on artificial intelligence and deep learning across the world to help us further develop proprietary AI technologies for your challenges. With our global network of sales and service centers, we aim to respond quickly to your needs and to deliver the highest level of customer satisfaction.
Kaizen is the leading global supplier of award-winning cleaning chemistries for electronics assembly operations. Whether you are cleaning stencils or final assemblies, our global team of cleaning experts is there to help you succeed. Want to know more? Stop by our booth or visit Kaizen.com.
And welcome back. Delighted to be joined by Jason Spira, CEO of Aegis Corporation. Great to see you, Jason.
Thanks, Doug. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so you had some really exciting news recently. You made an acquisition of a company called Simio. And as I understand it, this is a company that makes like predictive software using modeling, using digital twins and that type of thing, which brings a whole new dynamic to the software suite that you have at the moment. So tell me where it fits and what you're expecting from it.
Sure, love to. So if you look at the Factory Logic's platform or MES systems in general, it's good at telling the customer, oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. All right, just start again.
Trevor didn't tell me about the switch.
I didn't know about the switch. These are new microphones, these ones actually.
Quite nice. Can we...
All right, so just pick it up with let's start at the beginning of the question. What you're going to expect? Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll just edit it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So if you think about the Factory Logic's platform or any MES, they typically can tell you what happened in production, and that goes to traceability, everything that occurred to the product and the process. And that's been done for some time.
Yeah.
And then there's the fact that it controls the present, which is process execution and the obvious things that MES systems do. But where they fall off, and what we wanted to bring to Factory Logix is the customer wants to see into the future. They got the past, the present, they want to go forward and what could happen or what is going to happen. Right. And that's where Simio comes in. By taking the digital twin of the process and the product that Factory Logix has, but running like a reality engine on it, where it literally simulates the activity of that product flow, the humans in the plant, the machines, everything, from which it can then say, okay, this is the perfect schedule, whether it's for a day, a week, months, or a year, it doesn't matter. It can go out in any time horizon using that simulation model as its engine.
Okay, so let's drill down on that a little bit. I mean, to what extent can it model? I mean, first of all, presumably it can model the configuration of the machines or the types of machines that you're going to put in the line.
Yes.
Beyond that, can it take the actual board that you're going to be running down that line and do a simulation of that?
Oh, it goes right down to the product,
right.
The human beings surrounding the lines, the AGVs, the material arriving at the loading dock. Right. We have simulations running in our booth right now that literally show the tractor trailers backing up to the loading docks and bringing materials in. It's
right.
You don't have to go to that level of granularity, but you can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's excellent. That's amazing. So basically that gives you, or gives your customers some sort of insight into the future, or look at different configurations of machines to get optimum throughput.
That's very true. It's another capability because it isn't just that black box algorithm that spits out a possible schedule. We call it a glass box one because it's built on that reality simulation. So when you can actually do it for plant design evaluation. So a lot of customers of ours don't know. They always wonder, I should say, do I really have this factory laid out the right way?
Right way.
Simio can literally tell you that because it knows everything about it, and you can run scenarios, and it will come up with the ideal solution.
Right. That's very exciting, really. I mean, think about it. So, I mean, what's been the feedback from your customer base so far?
It's been remarkable because when Simio came into the fold, and we started talking with customers about it immediately, and I was gratified and amazed at how big this issue is, even in tier one companies where they might have a very large APS system, but the APS system is being, it's generating output that is then manipulated in Excel.
Right.
So the response has been tremendous. And one thing that does happen sometimes, though, is the customer hears about the technology and the need is there, but they say, well, we don't have that many industrial engineers around that could stand this system up. And it's interesting because two things. One is when that simulation engine is connected to FactoryLogix, it's getting all the data it needs to operate from the system they already have running.
Right.
So the standing up is minimal, if not non-existent.
Yeah.
If it is a situation where you need to stand up Simio without a FactoryLogix context, the Simio business has now brought to Aegis a industrial engineering consultancy section. So they can actually act as industrial engineers for the customer to get it stood up and operational in the environment.
Right. So what sort of data does Simio pull from initially? It pulls from the Gerber data, presumably for the product. Does it use like SDR files or something like that for the machine simulations? Or
it depends on how far you want to go with the granularity of the simulation. It's very interesting the way they architected it. In almost all applications, well, I should answer it in two ways. If it's going into a non-FactoryLogix installation, they will be connected to ERP because they're getting the work orders, they're getting a lot of data. Sometimes they're actually getting the route information from ERP. If FactoryLogix is there, they're getting it from FactoryLogix. So you can go to higher levels. If you actually want a photorealistic rendering of the simulation of the entire factory, you can bring in three-dimensional models if you have that, DXF drawings, what have you, and you can build out that 3D rendering.
Right.
But frankly, from a data and functional standpoint, you don't need that rendering.
Right.
It's really fun, that's for sure, and it's very interesting to see it happen.
Makes it look nice, yeah. I
It
guess.
does.
Yeah. So how far down the road are you to integrating this with FactoryLogix? Is it there?
The data bridge is there. As it turned out, the data structure of the two solutions was surprisingly similar, so the integration was relatively straightforward.
Cool. Now, when I spoke to you a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday, about this, you mentioned that one of the surprises you had after acquiring this business is that it had so many potential applications even beyond the electronic side.
Yes, it's amazing where it can be used and has been used to simulate visitor traffic into stadiums to optimize security checkpoints and concession traffic and so forth. Fast food drive-through patterns, because that gets to what I said earlier about the glass box. When you have an engine that can model any system like that, it doesn't really matter whether it's an airport or a factory.
Right.
It's applicable to virtually anything.
Absolutely. That's hugely exciting, and I'm really pleased for you. So
thank you.
Yeah. So I wish you every success with it. I'm sure I'm going to hear a lot more about it in the future.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming in and telling us about it today, Jason.
It's my pleasure, Trevor. Thank you.
Okay. Great. So coming up after the break, we're going to be talking to someone from ITW EAE.
Synchro. Join the revolution. Non-stop selective soldering. Increase UPH. Reduce maintenance. Small footprint. Contact us today for more details.
Ko Young is leading a smart revolution that will change the world of electronics manufacturing. Based on our pioneering True 3D measurement-based inspection technology, we revolutionized the solder paste inspection market to such great lengths that 1 in 2 SPIs sold today is from Ko Young. Building our SPI technology, we expanded to automated optical inspection, also known as AOI. Every year, we introduce new award-winning innovations and have proudly earned the respect from thousands of customers across diverse industries. Aside from our R&D center in Korea, we have research facilities focused on artificial intelligence and deep learning across the world to help us further develop proprietary AI technologies for your challenges. With our global network of sales and service centers, we aim to respond quickly to your needs and to deliver the highest level of customer satisfaction.
And welcome back. My final guest today is a lady called Summer Gordon. Nice to meet you, Summer.
Nice to meet you, Trevor.
So you're with ITWEAE, and specifically you're with the wave soldering division.
Yes, I'm the product manager for our wave soldering portfolio.
Okay, excellent. So you're here to talk about a product that you actually introduced earlier this year, which has been helping with dross reduction. Maybe you can explain to our viewers exactly what it is.
Sure. Yeah, I'm actually excited to talk about our EcoWave option. It is our latest innovation in wave soldering technology. Essentially, what the EcoWave is a streamlined nozzle solution that is really targeting reducing dross and improving soldering defects for our customers.
Right. So this is a system that you literally put it in, and it interrupts the wave and takes it to almost like a higher height, really. But it does reduce the dross, and it improves the reliability of the products coming off of it.
Yes, significantly
Yes.
reduces dross. So what it essentially does is we're controlling the solder flow on the exit, which is key to bridging reduction and defect reduction.
Yeah.
And then it also incorporates our patented nitrogen blanketing technology,
Okay.
which is key to that dross reduction.
Okay. So you're using nitrogen with this. It has to be in a nitrogen environment.
Yes.
Okay.
And a key point that I'll point out about the EcoWave is that you don't need to increase the nitrogen consumption in the machine to get the results that we're seeing with the EcoWave.
Okay. Now, the version that I saw earlier this year looked like it was something that was could be retrofitted in the field. It's something that you could actually put into the system, existing systems that are in the field. Is that correct?
That is correct. So another advantage to the EcoWave is how easy it is to adopt.
Okay.
It can be integrated into existing electrovert wave systems. So, customers who already have an existing electrovert wave solder machine can easily upgrade their system and start seeing the effects or the improvements almost immediately.
Great. Excellent. And is that something, do you need an engineer to go out to fit it, or is it something that the customer can?
Yeah, so we do recommend that our field service engineers, or distribution partners help with that upgrade process.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Okay, and what's been the feedback from the first few that have started using it?
Yeah, so that's perhaps one of the most exciting things to talk about is the results that we've heard from our customers. It's been pretty impressive. Revolutionary, in fact, is what our beta site EMS facility used. Yeah, so that was a pretty exciting term to hear. We have seen anywhere from 50% up to 75% reduction in dross from our customers, which is impressive.
It's huge.
Yeah. Many customers have also told us that they've completely eliminated some of their top defects in the soldering process. And some of our other customers gave us feedback saying that they have reduced their maintenance intervals up by almost 90%. So it is very exciting to see the results that the EcoWave is delivering to the customers.
Right. So, wow. So it's even reducing the maintenance intervals. That's impressive. That's great. Well, I mean, Summer, I wish you every success with it. I know you're just starting to roll it out now. So good luck with that. And thank you for coming in and telling us about it today.
Awesome. Thank you, Trevor.
Okay. So that brings us to the end of today's Galbraith in Conversation. Join us tomorrow for some more from Apex 2026. Until then, thank you and goodbye.